I was born May 3rd, 1941, and I was born in Sanfili, Italy. It's southern Italy, Calabria. That's Nonna. They don't know. That's a small town. Back in 41, it was, I don't remember the war, but whatever I remember, it just was not, it was poor, you know. I lived on a farm, which I loved it. You always eat fresh food. I wish I could, I wanted to have my grandkids, somebody to work the farm, because now I'm too old. But it was great. We always had great food. My father was the biggest joker. We always laughed. I mean, and the holidays, I said, I miss them the most. We really celebrate the holidays. Christmas, all kinds of different cookies, the fried dough, for a month. We celebrated. And I was young, so I didn't work that much, but my sister always tell me, they go, oh, you didn't do anything, you just stayed home and cleaned the house. So I cleaned the house. Once in a great while, I would have to go and clean up the stable I did not want to do that. No, I did not want to do that. And I didn't really do anything else. Once in a while, if somebody was sick or something, they would say, my sister would take me with them. They say, okay, we got to go and clean up the stable. Well, I don't want to do that. We had there was my brother's, a beautiful white horse. I still remember that horse, a beautiful horse. We had pigs. We had chickens. We had sheep and goats. It's a joke about goats because I love goats, and I still love animals today. But I mean, I do not regret being raised on a farm. The food never tasted so good. It was so wonderful. I didn't work really hard, so it's not like my sister let me know though. But today, it's really, actually, even the place, it's southern Italy, Mediterranean, right on the, we get up in the morning, December 18th, and the kids went swimming in the ocean. So it was warm. And we had, in our town, we had a public place where they dance. We call it a chalet. It's supposed to be a French word, I don't know. And on the weekends, we go dancing. That was my favorite. It still is my favorite thing to do, is dancing. But that's what I liked the most. We saved our money so that we can buy a record player, so that we can play records even in our own home. Yeah, that was my favorite thing to do. And getting in trouble. I loved to go to school, really. All my teachers, we had fun there. I hanged around, every girl does that because of the nuns that try to talk you into becoming a nun. And but I hang around with them. We went on a lot of trips with them and visiting a religious place. You know, but other than that, we didn't do much. You know, we made our own games when we were little that I even taught to my grandkids today. And because we didn't have no TV or well, we did have a record player because I bought it. We have a radio, yeah. We have a radio, yeah. And other than that, mainly my dad and my mom and my dad worked the hardest in the farm. My brother that was his horse, but he played with the horse more than he did anything. We were very creative to entertain ourselves. Yes, we were very creative. Playing with dogs, I love the dogs. Yeah, we're playing with the dogs. And we go in and pick fruits that were not even ready, and then we got yelled at it. But, no, I mean, we didn't have a car. We didn't have a bicycle. My brother got a bicycle. We didn't. I have one brother and 5 sisters. So I think it was fun. I mean, today they would not consider it fun. But they get bored today. They get bored. They have to have all kinds of computers and phones. And now I have a smartphone. I call my smartphone dumb phone. The first one that came to the States, that's how we came. There was my older sister. She married in the wartime, in the 40s or 50s, an American soldier. So she became automatically an American citizen. She came into the States, and she came here. She hated it. She used to write to my parents, "Why could you do this to me?" She did not like it. She would cry all the time. So my father decided to come here because they felt guilty because of that center. He came here, and he could tell there was a better living here in the States. You know, back then, Italy was not. Today, I live in Italy before I lived here. He went by himself. Then my brother came by himself. And then women don't travel by themselves. Well, that's a shame. You know, that you don't do that. My mother, myself, and 2 other sisters came together. 1959, February 22nd. It was 16 here. May came around, I was 17. We flew. Somebody took the train to Rome. Then we flew in Rome. We took an airplane. We flew Alitalia to New York. And from New York to Chicago, we flew American Airlines. That's because of, you know, we had to make a stop somewhere. There was no direct flights. And we didn't know a word of English, none. And the first word of English I learned was George Washington. That was his birthday. If you're 16 years old and you have a lot of friends, then you go in a place like you don't know what they're talking about you. You don't know, you can't communicate. That's the worst thing. But for me, there was a worse place. And we came into, because my sister lived in Melrose Park, so I was put in 4th grade. And I was so humiliated going to school because of these kids, 4th grade. And they look at me, you know, "Oh, look, what are you doing here?"
Because you were 17.
Almost 17. Yeah, in 4th grade. Well, I went to, that was terrible. One day I came home from school. We used to go home for lunch because we were really close to school. So I went home for lunch and then I went and hid in the closet. So then my mother wouldn't force me to go back. And she called the cops because while the school called home and says, "Your daughter hasn't come back to school." What? You know. Anyway, she called the cops, and then I fell asleep in the closet. You know, I was crying. I cried myself to sleep. And then they looked, and there I was. And then the priest, we're Catholic, the priest said to my mom, "You can't send her to school here anymore. You just got to go. I'll give her a private lesson, and then she can go." And then I went from 4th grade to high school because I didn't like it. I did not like it. No. I wanted to go back. I would cry myself to sleep every night. That's a tough age. You never want to move at that age. No. I got my first job was in a cafeteria. I hated it. But I learned quick. I went to school and all that, and then I went to work for Motorola, you know. And then a little bit at a time, I kept going to private school. Got ahead. I'm really proud of myself. I really, I even got my CFP, Certified Financial Planning. I went to college and today I think I'm doing okay. I would have gone back, and I could be a professional student. I could go to school all the time. I'm actually thinking that I want to take some classes, but my mind doesn't follow me. It was a better life here, yes. Definitely it was a better life. Not as, there wasn't, Italy was pretty broke back in the 40s and the 50s. Here was much opportunity. Maybe I would never go to college if I stayed in Italy. Maybe. My parents couldn't afford it. So, and then, I wish I could, I'm ready to go and live in another country today. I'm one of those people that like to experiment, different climate, and here I traveled enough, but I like to go places. Mm-hmm. It's boring living in one country all the time. Learning a new language, that's exciting. Yeah. So I don't think I'd ever learn English compared to Italian. What I would have done if I stayed in Italy, I just don't know. I really don't know. But we didn't do as much. We didn't have as, at that time anyway, beautiful homes like we have here, and more money. We didn't have money. We just had to make our own toys, and but here I got an opportunity to do more. I got married in 1961. I came in 59, married an Italian guy from Italy. Was married to him 17 years, got a divorce. I learned that. I raised the two girls, Debbie, which is Liam's mom, right? and my daughter, Cindy, which she went to school here to learn Italian, and now she talks better Italian than I do. She loved Italy. She went to school in Italy. I raised a family. Not easy. But I did. I think I did a decent job. I was very concerned because my family is very old-fashioned. And my mom, the only reason why she didn't like me getting a divorce is because I had two girls. I said, what has that got to do with it? But other than that, she was, so it was a lot of responsibility. I felt the responsibility. But other than that, they were pretty good, though. They were not that bad. Debbie got drunk a couple of times, so I had to go and pick her up. At that time, I started having money and stuff like that. I bought all my sports car. I bought a Giulietta Romeo, the Italian car. And then after that, who drove it is my girls. I didn't get to, I drove it when I went to work, and they drove it on weekends. and then I bought an Alfa Romeo. Yeah, they were the fun cars. And I had fun with those cars. And I didn't know how to drive stick shift. I went to buy the one here in Barrington on 14, and I never drove a shift. The guy told me, he said, you know how to drive the car? I said, sure, I know. But it's a stick, he said. I said, what's the difference? I said, And I stopped the traffic on Northwest Highway.
Oh, no. That's funny.
But the girls knew how to drive it better than I did. So that's why initially I bought the car, but they drove it. I worked and I raised the kids. Before my divorce, I worked at Motorola. After I got divorced, and then for a while I was home. After I got divorced, I went to school right away. I got my insurance license. I became an insurance agent. And then I got tired of being an insurance agent. I went to school for financial planning, and I got that. And mostly office work, yeah. And I made good, and I love to invest in real estate. I invested in real estate. I made a decent profit, yes, very much. 1981, I started my insurance business. And I'm a big talker, so I got a lot of clients. Because it was both insurance and financial service. You know, you buy car insurance, home insurance, life insurance, health insurance. And I made a lot better living than just working at about Motorola, that's what I worked. And then I felt the freedom, the independence. That's what I felt, which I still do. And I never regretted have gone into my own business, because it was kind of scary, because I have 2 daughters, I'm divorced, and I'm starting my own business. How are you going to make it? People ask me, are you crazy? Yeah, I am, I said. And I did it, and I succeeded. So I'm very proud about that, yeah. And I think you can make it whatever you want out of it. But if you got to try. You have to take a chance that you can fail. But I have been born in Italy. I learned, I was doing my family, because my mom and dad didn't really go to school, and we worked for this big guy, sharecropper, something like that. And we split the profit, right? Well, because I was managing the books, and these guys that they went to what kind of school? I was in 3rd grade when I first started. I managed the money for my family. I managed the money, and we got 2/3, no, 3/4, and they got 1/4. I knew how to do it. My dad was something else. He would share things. He was a smart guy. My dad was a smart guy, and I think I took after him. But really, whatever you call them, these guys, the sharecropper, they go, oh, you made this, you made that. No, we didn't make that. We made this. Here it is, and I manipulate it. I think when you live in a hard time, you grow up faster, I think. When I went to school here for my CFP, I was starting investing and stuff like that. So I had to give him all my financial stuff. He says, and I was only divorced like 4 years, and I was doing. He says, you should write a book. Forget about work. And he said, I can't believe it. How far you got? Wow. He says, and I didn't take any financial classes. I just learned it on my own. I always say, you got to learn, you got to start saving, because I did the best financially in my family, okay? And yes, I am proud, but I worked hard too. I mean, I worked Saturday, Sunday. I started traveling, and then every place I went, Debbie always tells me that we went to Greece, and I burned my hair. I did. I traveling with the girls. Yeah, I did travel with the girls. And I have to say that pretty much in some ways, and not literally, but we grew up together, because I didn't do anything when I was married. I just stayed home and changed diapers. And that's here in the States. After I got divorced, I got wings. And I started doing stuff. And the kids and I learned how to skate together downhill. Oh, that was the best thing of my life. Really. I have to read you something. What does Liam say? read it for me, because no, here it says, my hero is my grandma. I think she's a hero because she helps anybody that needs help. He doesn't know. I look up to her. I want to be a middle citizen. What the heck is he saying?
A model citizen?
A model citizen like her. I think we need heroes in the world. Can we be a better, it could be a better place. And then, what else did he say? If I were to pick a saint, I would pick my grandma. He's misspelled, Miss French. She's to me and my family, she takes us places and buys things. My grandma goes to Mass every Sunday. I used to. She has her own Bible and she reads it. I used to be very religious. I still am, just in a different way. This one, I cracked up. He was only 8 years old here. This is Cole, my youngest one. It says, what is success? A question many people ask. Success is the southern sea of Italy. That's what I come from. Southern sea of Italy, oh my God, to the grassy plains of Illinois. Success is picking berries and drinking nettle tea. I'm a big, we make our own jam, we make our own tomato sauce, I'm big in all the Italians, we don't believe in eating junk food. I'm hard of hearing also because, I told you I had to put my hearing in. Success is hearing jokes, but still laughing. No, success is not hearing jokes, but still laughing at them. Success is dealing with the Nazi. That's not true because I don't remember anything about the Nazis. I don't. And the war was pretty much over by the time I was born. Yet, still free. Success is having fun of being the best that you can be. But here comes the best, I think. I dedicate this book to my Nonna, Esther Franch. Esther is spelled Easter, and I don't let them get away with that. She's fun, caring, loving, crazy, stubborn, and best of all, Italian. I always find it extremely funny when her and my mom get in a fight, and it slowly transitions in Italian. With flying hands, wide mouths, they can debate over the simplest thing while making it look like an argument over Dr. Phil's show. That's what they say about me. Especially Liam and Cole, it's funny. One is the oldest and the other one is the youngest. And for some reason, I don't love them more than the other ones, But every time, Shane, my second oldest, he would come, I lived 2 blocks away in Woodstock, and I would go to their house every day. Anyway, the best thing is, if you're going to have a grandma, have an Italian grandma. All their friends were busy, were jealous. I go there and bring them lunch, and I go get ice cream, yeah. That was I'll do it all over again, and if I could, I'll probably have a couple more myself, but no, I'm joking. I lived in Woodstock, and we had almost like an acre of land, and it was huge. I love land, I really do. And I used to ask Liam and Shane, because they're the oldest, to come and help me, to weed. And Shane would say, no, you want me to cut any trees? Because we were using the clips to cut trees. I really taught them a lot of things about gardening, and they liked the fresh produce, they like that. What we did, we traveled, yeah, we did travel some. Liam and Shane, the two oldest one, Liam was only a few months old, and I'm driving on Highway 90, and he opens the car door. I'm going to get it back to him for that. And I don't get in an accident or not. So, but I did a lot of things because I watched the kids, Debbie's kids, Liam, Shane, and Carolina. And the other ones, my daughter Cynthia went to Seattle and got married there, and they decided to stay there. And then after my husband, after the kids, I said, well, I really felt bad. I went to Seattle just about every week. Not every week, every month, I'm sorry, because I was working, I was still working. So I decided, I said, well, after I retired, and my husband had died, so I said, I'm going to go and live there for a few months, and I lived there for 3.5, almost 4 years. I just came back 2 years ago. Cole and Ben Cole and Ben in Seattle. And we had fun when I was in Seattle, right? Where did I go, Cole? In the woods. My daughter would ask, where did Grandma go? Where did Nonna go? I'm Nonna. She's probably in the woods. They want to learn how to cook. We learned how to make homemade gnocchi. And Ben and Cole are great, to make that. Well, these guys too, but those guys started, the one in Seattle. So we made homemade pasta, we made ravioli. I love it more than anything, more than my kids, more than the husband, more than anything. I have had a healthy Mediterranean diet since I was born. I think my mother must have gave me tomato salad okay. I'm very healthy. Very, very healthy. There's not much wrong with me, except my spine is messed up because I fell off a tree. That's about 15 years ago. I went to visit my sister in Vegas, and we love to have fresh stuff all the way. So we went to pick olives, and there was 3 other sisters there, and they say, oh, well, I'm not going to go that far up. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go here. I said, oh, come on, you guys are such a, there's nothing. I'll go up there. So I went up the tree. I fell, and I broke my back, and I'm still suffering from it. I really like risotto. We didn't eat much meat in Italy because we didn't have the money to buy it. Here, I just never had a taste for meat. Even today, I don't eat that much meat. I like to eat more. The only thing I like to meat that I've heard that lamb is supposed to be the best meat that you can eat with no, I can't think of the word, but anyway, I'll eat anything I do, really. I love fish because my father was a fisherman. I love fish and meat. If you give me a piece of steak, no, I don't want no steak. No, I want something more, chicken. I'll eat fish. And when I was in Seattle, I ate a lot of fish. That was great. Liam, I think, likes the gnocchi pretty much, and homemade with ravioli. I make my own ravioli. Carolina likes stuffed breast chicken, which I haven't made it this year for her. And the kids in Seattle, they're more on the vegetable side. Ben eats a lot of, he's almost a vegan. Yeah, not much meat. Cole, he'll eat, I don't know if he has a favor, but he'll eat anything. That's the big part of it, to feed the kids. Right, exactly. When I moved back to Chicago, my Cole and both, he says, well, no, who's going to feed us? And I always tell them, They gotta have fun in life, you know, and play games, and that's the biggest part. But more than anything, I'd have to say, eating, food. Yeah, they all have the recipe. What they did with it, I don't know. But I have to say, and maybe Tara can verify, I think Liam's doing pretty good. Is he?
The sauce is good.
Yeah, because he always watched me cooking. I'm telling you, Cole and Liam, they're like, the youngest one in Seattle, he does the cooking. And Liam, I think he's doing pretty good. The other, even Carolina doesn't cook that much. Carolina, I only one granddaughter, no, two, I'm sorry. I have two now. Other than that, you know, Shane, he just flies an airplane, that's all. Right? If he, I like to see things. And the biggest, the one that travel with me the most is Shane. It's because he was in school, not working. I don't know why, but Shane was always Hawaii. We went to Italy. We with all of them. We all went together in Italy. But Shane is Hawaii, Arizona. What else do I go with Shane? A lot of places, yeah. I travel half of Europe. I have to say I travel more in Europe than I did in the States. In the States, I've been out west. I've been in Hawaii several times. And I've been, Tara didn't want to go with me. In California at Vino Bello, you got to go see that. Actually, I'd have to say that it was with my daughter, Debbie. It is funny. We went to Greece, you know, and we were getting off the boat that we came from Italy, not from Italy, from Chicago. We flew into, where were we? No, we had a flight to Italy, from Chicago to Italy, Bari, and from there we took the boat, went to Greece. I didn't want to fly to Greece. I wanted to go on the boat. I get on this boat, and I lost myself. Debbie was in the cabin. I go and knock on somebody else's cabin, and they're screaming. I said, "Well, what did you do with my daughter? My daughter wasn't here." Ask Debbie, she'll tell you. Then she finally, Debbie heard this, people talking, and she went out and she says, "Mom, what are you doing there?" That's the thing that the most. On the same trip, we were in France, and she missed the tour. You know how you go to this tour. We'll meet you here and there at this time, whatever. If you're not here, we're leaving. And she was mad about it. I jumped in front of the bus.
Wow.
That was a fun trip, yeah. And Debbie was only 14. And then she took off on me in Spain, and I couldn't find her. I was ready to kill her. She wanted to go out at night. I've never been a night person, never. So I said, "I want to stay in the room." "Well, I'll go by myself." 14 years old, where are you going? She wanted to go. And I couldn't find her. That was scary. And then we had the Europass on the train, and we were sleeping, and we woke up and there was an extra person in the cabin. I went to Hawaii quite a bit, yeah. Well, Hawaii, it's always warm. You know, you don't have to worry too much about the weather. And it's nice. I like Hawaii, yeah. But I had reservation and ready to go I never been to Asia. I wanted to go to Asia. I had the ticket, I reserved it. Liam and Tara decided to get married, and I had to cancel because they were supposed to get married sometime in May. Oh yeah, well, you probably know. And then, and Liam says, I said, "Liam, do you have to get married then?" I said, "I'm going to Asia. We're going to Japan, Vietnam, with the whole tour on a cruise. And I said, I canceled before the pandemic. But they was right. I didn't get to go with my friends from Seattle. We were going to meet. We were going to go on this tour, half of the, the other half of the world. And the pandemic broke, and it was canceled, and we never went back to the other thing. But I've never been to Asia. I've been to Alaska, California. I said, two things you must do: travel and save money. That's what I did. Travel and save money, because if you save money, I mean, if you buy stuff, you're going to get rid of the stuff and you got nothing left. But if you save money and go traveling, because the best thing, the way you learn things is traveling, not reading a book. The family is most important. Unfortunately, my family, they're too old-fashioned. Like I said, so they don't consider me Italian. They consider me American. Well, my younger sister was 11 when she came here, and she still is back in Italy. She do things, and I'm the laziest. I don't like to work. I like to go have fun. Just recently, I went out to dinner with Liam and Tara right over here, and they talk about something in an Italian. I get aggravated when they tell me Italian. What? What's Italian about this meal? No, they bring, I don't want to go into details, but it really bothers me. So my grandkid says, Nonna, don't order Italian food. La vita è bella, ma bisogna goderla. Life is beautiful, and you must enjoy it. And you must enjoy it. That's why they call me Nonna, right? But strega, if I want to translate it in Italian, it's not exactly. Like it means witch, but it's not witch. It's strega, like before I can see what you're thinking. And I can.
Like a psychic or something?
Yeah, something like that. And so they call me Strega Nonna. and I say, be careful, is because when I die, you're thinking that I'm there or nowhere, anywhere. I'm on your shoulder all the time. Just remember that I am after you, like I watch you all the time. I think I am a little bit psychic. I think I am. So, but Italian phrases, I have a lot of Italian phrases, but that's too difficult to translate. Il lupo perde il pelo, ma non il vizio. See? I can't translate that. I'm going to say this one, because we had, for the holidays in school, when we were in Italy, we had to learn a song or something about that. Is it, l'anno vecchio se ne va e mai più ritornerà. Anno nuovo, avanti, avanti. Fanno festa tutti quanti. I get a little emotional on that. It's about the old year passes. Don't worry about the year that passed. Just have fun this year. Be good. Be as good as your Nonna.